Aries, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aries, please. All right, so your energy, the Three of Swords, okay? So you may be experiencing some sort of disappointment or heartache here. Your person, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So it looks like you may be in separation from this person. They're viewing you as the Nine of Cups. What you're not seeing is the Page of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And we have the Queen of Swords as your final outcome or advice. And we see the Six of Cups in reverse. All right, Aries, it feels like you're really hurt or you're disappointed by this connection. Something here that's happened. It feels like it's a breakup. I don't know if there was third party involved or not. This person is definitely nervous or hesitant to come towards you. But let's see, the Three of Swords. Why do we have this here for Aries? All right, the Five of Cups energy in reverse. So it does look like you're doing everything in your power to heal from something here that's happened, but it feels like you're not quite over it, or I don't know if you're not ready to forgive this person, or this is still just something that really affects you. You're viewing this person as the Three of Cups. So a lot of my Aries, you are open to or interested in reconciliation. Maybe you still have to see this person around. You know, it could be somebody you work with or who's like, you know, you have mutual friends, or you're always seeing them online or something like that. You may feel like this person is just, you know, living the high life, doing just fine. And you're viewing the relationship as the Three of Wands. So I do feel like a lot of my Libras, maybe you're dealing with a Libra here with this Queen of Swords. A lot of my Aries, you may be watching and waiting to see what unfolds or what happens here, provided there weren't any deal breakers, right? Like this person didn't lie or cheat or something like that. I feel like you're actively trying to heal. I feel like a lot of you do want reconciliation, or you do want to see what happens here. You know, there's an energy of waiting for your ships to come in. Now, for others of my Aries here, this is just what you've been through, and you're waiting to see, well, where's my karmic justice, or what's coming next for me? Okay, but a lot of you are waiting to hear from this person, or waiting to see what comes next within this relationship. The Tower in reverse, Aries, Scorpio energy indicates to me, Aries, that this person hasn't fully let go of this connection. All right. But they may be a little bit avoidant right now. And I can see why with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, that this person may be an overthinker, or they're hesitant to reach out or to take action. So let's see what your advice is from the Oracle deck. All right, so something just isn't right. Trust your intuition and keep seeking for more answers until your situation feels right. Okay, so that could be this connection itself. But it also might be like something doesn't feel right that you two aren't together, right? Like, I don't know if it was a misunderstanding, or it's something that kind of came unexpectedly, or you both still want each other, but no one's taking action. Spirit saying a rare gem. You're a rare breed. Don't waste your energy trying to convince anyone of it. They're not supposed to understand you. All right, and divine masculine. There's excessive masculine energy that needs to be balanced in order to feel harmonious within. Take a step back and find a more feminine approach. So, I mean, this may be your person, Aries. This may be you. Finding a more feminine approach is not chasing, you know, it's attracting. It's not trying to win at all costs, right? It's about, you know, holding space. Also nurturing yourself, not being too hard on yourself, allowing yourself to feel all the feels here. And we see obsession. So no amount of obsessing is going to make a situation better. Find a way to let go. Okay, so interesting message there. So with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it definitely feels like your person, you two are in separation. And most likely this is a higher level of commitment here, or was. All right, we see the Lovers in reverse, third party energy, Gemini energy, and the Ace of Pentacles. This person may be worried that there's a third party that's blocking this connection, whether it's on their end or your end. It does feel romantic in nature, I'm not going to lie. But for some of you, third party energy can be like, what will friends and family think? Because it may be that, your family, your friends don't like this person, right? Or vice versa. So this person's a little bit worried about investing or feeling like they're missing an opportunity here due to third party interference. And we see the High Priestess. So this is why this person is kind of in hiding, is what I'm getting. For some of you, they are carrying around guilt and shame for what happened. Okay, like maybe they were wishy-washy with you. They may have kept you like an option. They may have put you in a third-party situation. The High Priestess, though, tells me that this person does or did keep secrets, and that may be exactly what tore you apart. But I also think that this person still really has deep secret feelings for you, Aries. And they're viewing you as the Nine of Cups, which is they could secretly be feeling like you are what they want. You're their wish fulfillment. I am picking up on regret and remorse in their energy. The Nine of Cups in a love reading for me as well, Aries, certainly can be someone who's like, okay, maybe this wasn't meant to be long term. It was just, Aries is around for a good time, not a long time. So we see the Knight of Cups. This person sees you with this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. I feel like you probably feel very spiritually connected. This person sees you as somebody who knows what you want. They see you as strategic, sexy, romantic. So they definitely still have those feelings for you. But you're not communicating with this person. Yeah, because it's like you're healing. You're trying to figure things out. And the Seven of Pentacles. This person feels like, I'm wondering if this person is like waiting to see what you'll do next. They know that you're doing a forensic review, that you're looking at all the time and effort that you've put into this connection. And they know that things didn't go the way you wanted them to, and that you're currently protecting your energy. Now, we see the Strength card, Leo energy. So this person may have been and be operating out of their ego. I also feel with the Strength card in reverse, this is one of my fake it till you make it cards. So some of my Aries, like you're hurting, you're feeling this. And it looks like this person is like living the high life and everything's cool. They're enjoying themselves. That's not the case. Like they're hiding how they actually really feel. This person is showing up as the Hermit card. So they may actually be single at this point in time, which may or may not be shocking to you. But I actually think behind closed doors, behind the scenes, this person is doing a lot of introspection and actually feels quite lonely and is missing you. And we see vampire energy, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. I kind of feel like this person has a lot of regret and remorse about a choice that they made or whomever or whatever they allowed to interfere in this connection. Now, Aries, they're viewing you. Let's see how they're viewing you. Gossip energy. So there may be a lot of gossip, and that could be the third party interference in this connection. I don't know if they listened to gossip. They believed the wrong person. Maybe people were gossiping about them to you. But what's interesting is this person's, I feel like they're looking back and they're kicking themselves because they feel like, oh my gosh, it was Aries all along that I could trust. Aries takes other people's feelings into consideration. And with the Child Eternal archetype, they see the shadow attributes: inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. All right. I don't think that's how they're viewing you. I think it's actually more that you're not able to see this through fresh eyes, which tells me they don't think that you think there can be a fresh start. And for some of you, there can't be, because there's been a deal breaker. Of course, you know what's happened between you and this person. You know if this is someone that you would consider dating again or giving a second chance to. This person's nervous. This person, the Page of Pentacles, is like, I'm hearing they can't take action or communicate. All right, the Seven of Wands, they're protecting themselves. That's why they're kind of hiding, or they're in secrecy. They're protecting themselves while they heal. This person's trying to find balance. They're trying to see the big picture. They may be relying on their faith. They may be trying to get spiritual guidance about what to do. And we see the King of Swords. You and this person are a really good match, the King and the Queen of Swords. And truthfully, Aries, I think this person really misses you, the inside jokes that you have. the solidarity that you were showing at the very least in this connection, or that you guys once had. I do think they're trying to take their emotions out of it, but I feel like they can't. And I do think that they're starting to see big picture. Now, the Queen of Swords here, your advice is to stay in alignment. You know, the Queen of Swords, she's loyal, she's intelligent, she's logical, she's a critical thinker. It can be hard because there's a lot of emotion here involved. And we see the King of Cups in reverse. This has been emotionally draining for you, but is this a connection that you can actually emotionally invest in again, Aries? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is telling me this may be something that really knocked your confidence. This may be something that left you feeling drained on many different levels. And we see the Nine of Cups. It's right now, it's about really focusing not on a particular person you might want, but how do you want to feel in a relationship? What is it that you really want out of a relationship if you were to remove this person, you know, from the equation? And then you say, all right, well, can this person do that? Do I feel good around this person? Do I feel like the best version of myself? Do they build me up? Do they support me? You know, do they meet me where I am? Can they give me what I want? King of Wands in reverse is telling me, Aries, that may not be the case. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This may be somebody who, as much as they want to, as much as they have regret and remorse, they may not be able to meet you where you are, or they may not be able to give you something solid, stable, and secure, or they may not be able to stay in a committed relationship. You know, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a cheater, right? But it could be just somebody who's not quite capable of showing up for somebody else the way that you need them to. All right, I know that sounds negative, but, you know, I can't amend the messages that come through. And it's something that my Aries absolutely have to take a look at. So this person may have other options, okay? That may have been what got in the way, but this can also be a lot of different people weighing in on what they should do or how they feel about this connection. And I do feel like this person is looking at how they let other people, other opinions, other things get in the way of this connection. Yeah, I do feel like they're in hiding, to be honest, with this ghosting energy. I mean, I don't know if they ghosted you, but I do think that they're hiding, and I think there's guilt, regret, remorse tied into that. And we see juggling. Yeah, so they're going back and forth, but for a lot of my Aries, there was some sort of third-party interference here, you know, and that is unforgivable for a lot of people, if not, you know, 99% of you. All right. I mean, as it should be, but I'm not here to judge. You all know what your deal breakers are. All right, let's see what else we need to know about this person. They're the life of the party. Again, I feel like they're acting like everything's cool, having a good time, going out, like life is great. But we're seeing that is not the case. So looks are definitely deceiving. This person is realizing they're in love with you and they're insecure, as they should be, because it feels like they didn't act right. All right, they are also giving of themselves. But being in love with you and being giving of themselves is beautiful. But if they're adding third party, you know, if they're cheating on you, or they're not loyal to you, or they're not showing up for you the way you need them to, these are just good qualities, but they're not enough, right? So it's something that my Aries, you need to take into consideration. All right. And a lot of you, I do think you've probably already made up your mind here, but let's see. What are this person's very next actions towards you in the next week or so? Strength card, building up strength and courage. 10 of Swords to communicate. Maybe they might come in for healing and for closure. You have to be careful with closure, because closure can sometimes be the reopening of a cord, right? But I think this person is building up strength and courage to try to come in and communicate on some level for healing. Let's see what your advice and guidance is. Wisdom. You've been here before, and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in this situation, and the highest good for you first and foremost, Aries. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we see speak up. So you may be getting a chance here to really say what you need to say. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. Wow. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Aries, sending you so much love and light. Take care.